Most men cannot be respected because they are afraid of rejection, being and even just saying hello. Afraid of putting women in their place, as in dominating the woman. Telling a woman to be quiet when she gets out of line. Not going to lie, when a man has told me to be quiet or stop with the attitude, I find that very attractive. Especially because I've been in my masculine energy. I need a man that is going to dominate me. So I can just be like, yes, sir.
People always say, oh, there's no kids. Well, there's no kids because there's no marriage. Or why don't men want to get married? Why the fuck would a man get married today? Men wanted to get married when they got a virgin who listened. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm telling you why men got married. Now they're saying, get married. Oh, you want me to go to Miami, find a girl who's like 35 dudes, then have a $10 million wedding for her to put on her Instagram? Is that what you want me to do? Do I look like a dickhead? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm stupid. And then they're going to sit and go, oh, there's no marriage. Well, duh. Well, duh. So then there's no kids. Duh. And then the only way to do it is have kids out of wedlock, and then who pays for them?
Every girl's walking through life thinking they're going to win the lottery and date this top 1% man. He has to be over 6 foot. He has to make over 70K. He has to be attractive. He has to be attractive. What? But see, this is here, wait. This is the problem. That sounds nice. It sounds nice and it's possible, but it's not probable. It's probably not going to happen.
Not for every woman.
So I'll tell you another stat. Okay, so big banks are investing in things like cat food, wine, because 50% of women are projected to be single and childless over 30. So that means all the girls in this room, half of us will never have kids. And it's also like if you don't get married by 35, your odds of getting married and having a long, stable relationship ever, it's very low.
When modern women understand that good men can get tired too, and once that man gets tired, he not coming back. Once you understand that, then maybe you'll start acting right.
You want to teach me about ethics? Fuck yourself. Ooh-wee. Why do older girls think that once they're older, they're allowed to code on who they could date? When you were 25 years old, 24 years old, you wanted to talk to the that was 34. You want to teach me about ethics? Fuck yourself.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I got older, I got richer, and realized my prime lasts as long as my money does. Yours lasts as long as your beauty does. Unfortunately, your beauty has an expiration date. My dollar value doesn't. Fuck yourself.
I ain't playing with you no more.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
There's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
There's not a lot of good men who want y'all. We're the good man that like they hiding under a rock or in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at Equinox. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. Your pretty face ain't gonna go too far because everybody's pretty. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to be born pretty or wake up pretty. But when you leave your house, you're gonna be pretty. So everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we're not looking at you. So there is plenty of good men. I am not rare in that way. I am rare in the way that I'm probably one of the only few good men that you have a close relationship to. But there's plenty good men. There's plenty good men. They just don't want you.
You know, you have a lot of good men that have approached before, but they've gotten labeled a creep and they've gotten labeled as the problem in the situation. And they literally didn't do anything wrong. So when a man stops approaching, that's why.
If you're doing this one thing, you're disrespecting your man without even knowing it. And trust me, you will regret it in the future, so you better stop now. You know that moment when you're with your girlfriends and someone says, I hate that my husband is so obsessed with football. Mine sucks at cleaning up. Mine plays way too many video games. It's so tempting to jump in and say something negative about your man too. But when you gossip about him, you're gossiping about yourself because the two of you are one. Instead, you're gonna share the good and admirable things about him in public. That is the real posture of a queen honoring her king. And the things that really bother you, you work those out with him in private, face to face. And if you need guidance on how to communicate with him behind closed doors, I created an ebook that will help you with that. Comment the word guide and I'll send you a link to grab your copy.
At my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow.
Women in this society give out fake phone numbers because men can't handle rejection anymore. It's a safety precaution just to make it home safe. Now that F me up. That's crazy that every woman in this room is so smart to cater to a man's fragile ego just to make it home safe. I'm not from that era though, dog. I'm from the era women called you ugly. I remember those days. A woman would boldly call you ugly, then her friend would come and double down on your ugliness. That's how it used to be. You could be dancing with a chick and her friend like, no, get away from her. No, she doesn't want to dance. You're a loser and you're ugly. Ugly loser. I said, hey, this is my wedding. You need to calm down. Pay for all these chicken dinners.
A lot of these modern women live in delusion. The way my relationship is going to be perfect, and he's going to do as I say. What? No.
I once heard somebody say that she's only masculine because a man can't put her into her feminine. But do you think that it's up to a man for a woman to be feminine?
Man, this generation, I don't know. It's not up to a man to do anything to make a woman be feminine. Like, either you feminine or not. Like, a man is going to be attracted to a naturally feminine woman. But even when a woman is feminine, she got her strengths. She got her own character. She got what lights her fire. And you got to respect that. But no man ain't got no business talking about, you ain't feminine enough. I got to teach you how to be feminine. Like, what? What's about that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. But they say because men aren't masculine in 2025 anymore. They're saying men are feminine. So women can't be feminine because they have to be masculine.
Oh, wow. I'm just trying to process this for a minute. If men are not feminine, then that's on them. I don't know nothing about that. Like, I'm just a natural guy. Like, I'm a natural man.
Right.
And I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
And people should not be intimidated by that.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that's how God created me.
Yeah.
You know, I can't speak for others, but I think all this femininity stuff it is what it is.
You know, a lot of these modern women try to say that men are bitter, but opting out sometimes, moving away, is you recognizing, hey man, I need to have some boundaries and I need to have a little bit more respect for myself. And that's okay.
Make a video just complaining about how y'all be and how the men be in the DMs like, hey, how you doing every couple months, but not really actually taking no action. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I stopped myself because they could be doing worse, girl.
Thank you.
So I'm going to just shut up. It's good. It's Sunday and I'm going to just put a guard over my mouth, honey, because what is you complaining about? They coming respectful, Lord.
They actually care about your mental health and well-being because they know the world is tough. So they just checking in every once in a while. That's crazy, fellas. I think we did it. I think we actually healed, man. Can you guys feel it? I feel it.
Men don't marry the love of their life. Men marry the woman that's there when he's ready and makes the process painless for him.
Okay, some of you are going to hate this because it's not romantic, but what she's saying is true. You're out here trying to be unforgettable to a man who isn't even marriage minded. Let that sink in. I know there's a lot of coaches that are trying to teach you how to make him think about you and miss you and chase you, but why? This man ain't getting married. All you're doing is making it easier for him to keep you around because the intensity is high and the chemistry is high and you feel like it's going somewhere. But you're just getting strung along because you're not the one that got away. You're the one that met him before he was ready to get married. And that's why he's not going to marry you. Men don't lock down the most exciting woman of their life. Listen to me. They lock down the woman that's right in front of them when they're ready to build. Timing plus readiness is going to beat chemistry every time, like visceral chemistry. Everything else up to that point is entertainment. So if you keep ending up in almost relationships, you don't need more patience. You need better discernment. You need to spot a marriage ready man early.
Dating in this generation is expensive. It's a waste of time and it's foolishness. So when a man sees that, just a risk assessment, cost benefit analysis. I'm trying to see if this is something or this is a road that I should actually go down.
Women who feel too much are often the most powerful, the most intelligent, and somewhere deep down also the most rebellious. But most of them have spent their lives trying to fit in spaces that were too small for them. They weren't celebrated for their power, so they learned to tone it down, not to be too much, to make everyone else comfortable, even if it meant losing pieces of themselves. So they shrink, they silence their ideas, they hold back their truth. Not because they don't know who they are, but because they were taught that their power might threaten someone else. And here's the truth. You weren't meant to fit into small rooms. You were meant to expand them. And when you stop dimming yourself to belong, you start leading by example. You show others what's possible when a woman stands fully in her truth. Because your power doesn't take away from anyone. It gives others permission to rise with you. The world doesn't need you to shrink to be accepted. It needs you to expand so your power can be a stepping stone for someone else's.
At some point in time, modern women are going to realize that their choices have consequences. Sure, you out there getting the bag and you're doing your thing, but some of your choices have consequences. And you have to deal with those consequences on your own. Not a man fixing them. Deal with those consequences on your own.
There is an abundance of men in the comments of this video saying this is why guys are opting out of dating. This is why guys don't want to keep trying. I hear you. I'm not gonna say like, no, that's so invalid. No, I hear you. Looking at the comments of the video that I'm talking about, you see mostly women who are admitting to really messed up things, like it's casual, like it doesn't matter, like they don't care. I think that's wrong. You're ignoring the huge amount of women who are saying the exact opposite, saying, I don't agree with this, this isn't okay. So this is what you have to understand. Humanity is horrible. Men are horrible. Women are horrible. And it is really hard to weed out through all the horrible people and find somebody who is worthwhile. Does that mean it isn't worth it? No. Nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. Men and women need each other to push humanity forward. Don't opt out of dating because it's hard.
Now that women don't have to get married for financial stability, they're marrying men for who they are, and the result is a male loneliness epidemic. That, I believe it. Nobody's ever asked men to evolve. They have had their position since the beginning of time. They're the breadwinners, they're the power, they're the decision maker. Women are the ones who have evolved beyond that, and they have become breadwinners, and they have become the matriarchs, and we have changed as a people. Right. And now it's their turn. Yeah, men can go on and fulfill their potential and do other things. This push by the media to accept a man, whether or not he meets your expectations or your own goals in life, just for the sake of getting married or falling in love, is propaganda. Maybe now girls are sort of coming into their own and realizing that more so than previous generations, because now there are more women in colleges than men. Women are in the workplace. Women are very successful. You no longer need a man for financial stability. You're completely self-sufficient. The propaganda machine wants to undo that so that men can feel better about themselves. The male loneliness epidemic.
You know, you have to understand that at some point in time, even the good man, even the simp, might take him years, but even the simp is going to stop tolerating disrespect at some point in time. And he's going to move on, and that little roster that you had is going to be dismembered.
Tired of being a strong, independent woman. It's not about putting the furniture together. Putting the furniture together just reminds us that we're alone. And that in and of itself is painful because it's not the way it's supposed to be. I get it. A lot of women will treat you guys like, put the furniture together, you know, do this, do that, do the other, like a handyman. But that wouldn't affect her on the level it's affecting her if it were just about putting some furniture together. It's about she knows this is not how it's supposed to be. And she knows she's lacking something of great meaning. That's why it's affecting her on this level. Boy,
and I
oh
want
boy.
to lay down and rest. And I want help. I want to be able to rely on somebody else for a change. Move into my feminine era and then literally just lay down and rest.
A lot of these modern women like to mock. They like to degrade, insult, challenge, shame a man, his masculinity, his values, and then they wonder why men are opting out of dating. You don't really like that man. You just like the attention that he gives you.
Oh, he remembers, and that's why he's not willing to play games. Because he also knows there's other women out there. And if he feels like he has to kiss your feet 24/7, and you're not reciprocating or treating him good, he's not gonna put up with that long term. Men aren't gonna chase or compete for you. He knows if he's in a steady relationship with you, he should get the benefit of being in a relationship with you. Not have to earn it 24/7. Not have to constantly worry that you're gonna go behind his back. And when you have this mindset, it kills connection. Because you're signaling to him, you're replaceable. Remember that. And you're less likely to invest in the relationship because, again, you think in abundance as far as dating goes. That means you're not appreciating and loving the little things about him that make him unique. The things that bring value into your life. That's why we see some women go through a tough relationship and then they break up with him, or he breaks up with her, and then they're miserable and full of regret long term because they didn't appreciate what they had. And I've noticed a lot of women that say stuff like this, they think they're a massive prize, but then the man literally just has to find a woman that's nice to him to upgrade. And it's that simple.
You know, men are looking at other people and they're saying, if marriage is going to be this way, if relationships are going to be this way, then why in the world am I signing that same contract? Why am I stepping in the middle of something that I know, based on, you know, what I'm looking, based on what I've experienced, what I'm looking at, based on how this woman is acting now? We don't even have to go like, oh, well, my friend, my this and that, based on how she's acting now. I'm not sure it's going to work.
Unless the tech bro is your type, dating in the Bay Area is an absolute nightmare. Coming from Italy, I have a specific type that I prefer. It's like I like really manly, very like stronger personalities, whereas I feel like in the Bay Area you find a lot more feminine men, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my cup of tea. At the same time, I freaking love this place because it has, in my opinion, the best nature. It has everything that I love to do, all condensed in one spot. But at the same time, I just can't find a man. Every single time that I find one that I'm actually attracted to and that could actually be my type, which is very rare, it happens like probably once every 5 months, I give off this super desperate energy, obviously, because I just cannot find anything like it anywhere. That's not even me, because that's not how I was raised to be. In Italy, I never had to beg for attention. I never had to chase anybody. In Italy, they chase you. They chase women. They make them understand how much they want them. Here they don't. Here they want to be chased. And if you find a good one, you have a bunch of competition, because there's a lot of women, very pretty women, in the Bay Area. A lot of odd men with no social skills. What do we do?
Don't get me wrong, there are women who make you feel like you would be better off alone, because when they're with you, everything bothers them. Anything turns into a disagreement or an argument, and every argument turns into a fight. But then you might see her outside with her friends, coworkers, or just strangers, random people, right? And suddenly she has this smile. Suddenly she has patience. Suddenly she's sweet. And that hits you. It hits you like a brick in the face, because it proves to you that she can be that way. She just doesn't choose to be that way with you. And at home, it's always, I'm tired. Later. Not now. Don't you see that I'm busy? I'm sure you're very familiar with those phrases, right? But when it comes to shopping, vacations, or going out, she finds the energy, finds the time, finds the mood. So, my guys, you need to learn something very simple. Being with somebody doesn't mean that you're being cared for. Sometimes the worst loneliness is when you're literally next to somebody who no longer respects you or cares for you. And when you reach that point, stop begging for affection. Stop trying to do more and stop trying to fix things. You can't. Just be a man, face the reality, and decide what you're willing to tolerate in your life and what you're not. Because allowing a relationship without respect is allowing loneliness just with some company. That's all it is.
People don't make albums anymore.
they don't make albums. They just try to sell a bunch of little quick singles, and they burn out and they put out a new one, and they burn out and they put out a new one. People don't even listen to a body of work anymore.
When it comes to finding a marriage partner, there is a plethora of books and videos and information out there about these are the traits you have to look for. Here's a checklist. Here's a formula. This is what you have to do, which I think is great because people want to find someone that is a good fit that they can commit to for the rest of their lives and create something as beautiful as a family. The problem with checklists, though, is that they're very anxiety-inducing because most of us, how can we even understand or figure certain things out? How can we judge or assess certain things? And so we get confused. It's hard. We talk to other people who gives us more confusing information. And so we try to make the best of it, and we may end up avoiding conversations we have to have, avoiding conflict, or we may not even find anybody because everybody's got problems. I was 21, my husband was 22 when we got married. I cringe at what I was like in my 20s, okay? That is not something I would ever want to repeat. But I have changed so much in the past 30 years, and that's the thing. For better or for worse, people are going to change. And so what you have to look for is a person's ingrained character, their core set of values and beliefs. Because whatever it is they believe, that is how they're going to make their decisions. Because people's habits and their behaviors are going to change over time, but their character won't. And so think about the few top character traits that you must have in a partner that are so important to you, and then you go forward that way.
I just heard this girl come on here and say that the most chic accessory that a woman can have is not a Birkin handbag, but it is a man who is absolutely obsessed with you. And like, not just like normal obsessed, but like obsessed. And he gives you the princess treatment, and you know, you can be a little selfish. You do you, and he supports whatever that is. I could not agree more.
Women were looking for what's admirable about this man. Like the question at the top of the head instead of what's wrong with him. What do I admire about him? What do I admire about him? What do I admire about him? Like a treasure hunt, looking for what there is about this person to admire. Even when there's a lot to not like, you can end up admiring them. Wow, I really admire that person. And so in answer to your question, the struggle comes from we're paying attention to the wrong thing. We're trying to be loved by being whatever we think will make them love us, on top of they already love us. And then we think we're dealing with a kind of woman that we can, if we just criticize them enough, they'll act right. And women criticize men because criticism changes women. We have almost no protection against criticism. If we're not engaged in admiring and respecting and liking ourselves, we'll be slayed by criticism. We will change from criticism. We think men are the same. And so we criticize them as a way to get them to change. And when they don't change, we think they didn't change because they don't love us. That's not why they didn't change. It's because they have a completely different relationship to criticism.
Bring back the days of hitting on women, please. I just came back from a high rocks class, and girl, I do so much. I put myself out there, but you guys are either not in that space, or even if they are like so closed off. I mean, I even dress cute. Like, look at my outfit. Look at it. Look at the back of this. It's so cute. I'm dressing up cute, and guys are just like lazy or just zoned out, or I don't know, or taken, I guess. Look at that butt. I'm putting myself through high rocks. Like, come on. What do you want me to do? I'm not going on the dating apps. Have you seen the guys on dating apps? I'm not putting this on the dating app. So God help me, and that's the end of this video.
I'm gonna let you ask the question because you are the initiator, and I'll follow that.
Okay. So what does your initial first date look like with a man?
My initial first date is asking him where he wants to bring me. And daytime, is he a planner? So I will know kind of where he's at and what he has in store and what type of life I would be walking into. So my initial first date would be up to the man. I would not want to be the one planning that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I wasn't saying like plan, like what type of stuff would you like to do on the first date as far as, are you into?
I want to do what he wants to do.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm there to learn him, and I'm there to know him.
But he got to learn you too, though.
And he'll learn me when I walk into his world.
Okay, goddamn. Okay.
But walk into my world first. I'm not providing a world for you. So
not at all.
My world really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It matters to the extent of what have I cultivated?
Yeah.
Have I nurtured my world? Where can my world take him, right? When I enter his world. So that's why I won't present the preconceived notion of what I want to do. Because he might show me something new. And now I just limited myself to what I'm already exposed to. And I never gave him a chance to step me into his world. So.
Okay. Can we bring her up here or what?
Why do people think that chivalry is just about basic mutual respect as opposed to a one-way servitude towards women?
Probably because it sounds a little bit selfish to say that you have to have a chivalrous man, but then you're not wanting to serve him in other ways.
Why do people believe that chivalry is dead when chivalry is still expected and practiced?
I believe that it is very hard to find, and so it feels like it's dead, but it should be still practiced, but it's far and few between.
I think women want to do whatever they want, but want men to treat them like with chivalry, but they're not treating their men that way, so they're like not being wise and acting as that to receive that kind of treatment.
Men are most attracted to two things, and almost nobody talks about this clearly. It is not just looks, not just personality, and definitely not just how much you do for him. The first one is simple. Someone who believes in him without constantly trying to change him. Because deep down, many men are more insecure than they will ever openly admit. When he feels like he is never enough, attraction slowly turns into pressure over time. But when someone believes in him, he starts becoming more of who he already wants to be. Support does not mean fixing him. It means trusting his growth without controlling every step. Now, the second one is what really keeps him emotionally connected long term. It is peace, not silence, but a feeling that being with you does not drain him. Not constant tension, not pressure, not emotional chaos every time something small happens. Just a space where he can breathe, think clearly, and feel accepted without always performing. Studies show men often stay where they feel calm, not where they feel constantly tested. That is why he may leave someone he loves, but stay with someone who feels peaceful. Because attraction is not just excitement. It is also how safe he feels being himself. When he has both belief and peace, he does not look for anything outside anymore. Because for him, that combination is rare, and it feels like home in a relationship.
To all the act like y'all so confused in the comment section, yo ho running laps around you, fast as she can. She got a for everything you go do. Really make me sick acting stupid. What else you think she finna do with that tablet? Talk to her other dummies? Some of y'all be deserving this that be happening to y'all because y'all be too stupid. Like, y'all be too stupid. And for the keep playing these dirty games, when that catch up with you and he swanton bomb yo, oh well. Don't call nobody, deal with it.
It's hard out here finding a marriage-minded man. If you're looking in bars and apps, can I tell you where you should be looking to find a marriage-minded man? Because they're not hidden. You just don't know where they are. All right. So number one, I would have a husband profile. First of all, before you go out, you need to know who your husband is. What does he do? What are the 5 qualities of a husband? That way you're not falling in love with someone who is below the standard for who would be a great husband for you. A lot of times you're just looking, but you don't have a clear idea of who it is that you want to be married to, who's a great fit. So first of all, I need you to have 5 qualities of the ideal husband so that when you meet him, you know who he is and you can go seek him out. Why? Because number 2, I need you to have a connector team. We use connections to get jobs, to get money, to get opportunities, to even get in social events. I want you to use your connectors, your 3 to 5 biggest connectors to say, hey, I'm looking for a marriage-minded man. This is what I'm looking for. If you know anyone, you know me, please connect me. I'm not in a hurry, but I am intentional about finding the one. And I know you know a lot of people. And then number 3, I need you to be in purpose-driven environments. Where would this man be? Right? So you can't find him in a bar or a club. Would he be in church? Would he be in a business development summit? Would he be in the gym? Would he be mentoring? Would he be over a football team? Where would the kind of man with the character that you want, where would he be? Would he be at a business conference? Would he be speaking on a stage somewhere? Would he be doing Habitat for Humanity? You have to find high character places for high character men, because that's where they'll be. It says in Psalm 37:23, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. So let's make sure you know where he is. God bless.
I think marriage is legalized slavery, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife. You might as well pull out a whip. Y'all don't know how to a woman correctly.
So, keeping single, women single. Hello, it is I, gentleman, like Spider Guy. Pay the attention. It's like hitting brick. What we have here is a woman that has never been married or selected for marriage, saying that marriage is like slavery. Pay the attention. Yet, at the same time, has gone on TV shows talking about how she wishes to be in a relationship. It's very, pay the attention. Very hypocritical.
Why a man who's truly secure won't chase women, and I'll tell you why. Let's get into it. Number 1, if he's truly this type of guy, he ain't gonna have an issue with women. Women love us, a confident man. Y'all, when a man is secure, he's good with being on his own. I think a lot of people just try to fill in the space because they dislike being alone. Which, y'all, if you don't like your own company, that's a red flag. This type of guy doesn't mind his own company. He doesn't need you. He may want you, but he don't need you. And because he doesn't need you, he ain't gonna chase you. Which to me, ladies, is a strength, honestly. Because you want a man who is secure enough and disciplined enough to be able to say no to what he knows isn't for him, no matter what mood he's in or how good it looks. Not a man who's willing to say yes to low-hanging fruit in order to fill that void within himself and continue to distract himself on the work he needs to be doing. I know we may have been taught to go for the guy that's chasing us and trying to get us to like him, but riddle me this. Why would a man who truly knows his value do that?
You really want to know how a good man gets his heart broken within a relationship? When he has told you time and time again what matters most to him, and yet he continues to be told why it shouldn't matter, or why it should matter less than this or that. But the really messed up thing is that he is the opposite with his partner. He makes sure that when she talks about something that matters to her, that thing now matters to him just as much. Which is why he appreciates a partner that tells him what she wants, because it makes it a lot easier for him to do this for her. But even when she's not good at telling him, he still tries to pull it out of her. He'll ask her clarifying questions. He'll validate her feelings. He will show respect for her opinion, because making her feel loved and prioritized matters to him. But the problem is that when he reveals what he wants on the rare occasion, she calls it controlling and labels him as insecure. When the truth is that man just wants some reciprocation. And when he realizes he's not going to get it, that is when he's heartbroken.
Females like, oh, dudes ain't obsessed with us like they used to be no more. What's going on? Then, you know, they throw out the G word. They must be the G word. And it's like, nah, like, really make this make sense. Like, why the f I'm about to be obsessed over something that when it leave me or it's gone, like, I'm going to feel a sense of relief. Like, y'all really bring no value to a man's life to the point where it's like, when you leave me, only thing you was doing was subtracting from me. So now when you leave, I can finally build and put pieces together. Why would I be obsessed with losing something that was draining me? I'm not about to be obsessed with that. You ain't doing nothing. Back in the day, when a man lost a woman, she provided so much value that it's like, I gotta figure it out. This is crazy. Like, shorty did A, B, C, da-da-da-da-da. Now it's like, only thing y'all do is look cute. Only thing y'all do is look beautiful. That's it. No patience. No loyalty, no value other than the face. And then be like, I'm not obsessed with that. That's everywhere. If I know only thing I'm getting from being with you is a crazy, weird attitude and a pretty face,
It's not gonna be hard for me to forget that.
I think we really losing recipes around this. And the reason why I say that is because men act like they are so scared to talk to women. I have never been in a generation that act like they are so scared to talk to women. And y'all, because when we talk to women, they either want to record and make videos or they just loud and embarrassed. Okay, be mindful of the type of women you want to walk up to. Just like you don't approach a woman. Just like I tell women, don't talk to talk to a man. There's a difference, and y'all need to learn that. But fellas, here's the thing. Say you see a woman, you out somewhere, say you're in Walmart, and you see a lady, and you see her, and you kind of, throw that real quick, hey, how you doing? And she responds back with a, okay, boy, that go to her. Because this whole creepy staring at women situation, this is creepy. And then once you stare at us too long, and you still looking, we looking at you like, okay, this creep. Walk up to her. Let her know, hey, I don't mean to disturb you. If I'm disturbing you, please let me know. Then I'll go ahead and walk away. But I don't want to be a bother. Can I have some of your time? And if she, oh, you're not disturbing me. Yeah, you have some of my time. What's up? If she says that, you in there. Get the game going. If she like, oh, you're disturbing me, keep walking. The issue is y'all don't know how to take rejection. Now, if she give you, oh, yeah, you're not disturbing me. What's going on? That's when you lay your game down, baby. You lay your best game out there. You seen her from across the room. You thought she looked nice and you wanted to get to know her. Hey, can I give you my number and you call me? Or can I get your number and I call you so we can set something up? Simple. When I say it's that easy, because I'm seeing too many videos of, I seen a man, but he just stared. Like, say something. Say something. Stop being so scared. Women are not that scary.
And once again, society in general has to move away from this idea that men are still expected to rescue a woman from her bad decisions, from her terrible decisions. If you're out here making good decisions, by and large, you'll be okay. There might be some things that you have to work on. By and large, you should be all right. Modern women are not even there. They want to make a whole bunch of bad decisions. They want a man to rescue them.